Lies and falsehood have been elevated to the point where no one knows what to believe anymore. Number 4 is that the constitutional and legal framework of the nation, which is the glue that binds us together, is under attack with attempts to introduce anti-people changes and provisions. These narratives are often premised on lies and falsehood. We appeal to you, Kenyans, brothers and sisters, to seek the truth. Do not just believe what is said, but take a step to verify if what you have been told is true. To raise your voices, to demand that the judiciary concludes the cases touching on IEBC within the next 2 weeks. We must get back our democracy. Citizens, do not remain silent. Take every opportunity to demand that the implementation of SHIA or SHIF is suspended until all the necessary structures are put in place. Kenyans, as voters, to collect signatures and commence the processes of recalling the members of parliament who are not performing as per your requirements and demands. And as electorates, you are the employer, not the employee, not the servant of the members of parliament and other elected leaders. To demand that the judiciary concludes the cases touching on IEBC within the next 2 weeks. We must get back our democracy. Instead of representing the people, they have become spanner boys and girls carrying out the work of the executive. Instead of oversighting the executive, they are cheerleaders in oppressing the people. Instead of speaking for the people, they are making oppressive laws. This state is unsustainable.
About 17 million Kenyans who attend their services regularly. So through our local churches, we are going to continue encouraging Kenyans to have hope, because there is a lot of depression that is affecting Kenyans. We'll also continue to support our, to speak from the pulpit, speak about justice and to preach to the people and to nurture their spiritual needs. Ask the pastors not to be intimidated. Just like the prophets of old, those who are guilty, they fear even their own shadow. We ask pastors wherever they are to speak boldly and to preach freely and to prophesy when God has placed a message on them. The Constitution identifies. The government is a creature of the Constitution that was created by the people. And therefore, as an instrument created by the people, it cannot oppress or subjugate them, because Kenya is a constitutional democracy and will continue to safeguard that. But that cannot be safeguarded by the church alone. The citizens are the bedrock of democracy. Every Kenyan, we want to tell every Kenyan that they are born into the office of the citizen. We are born into it, and even when we live in it. Let us exercise the powers of the office of the citizen. One of them is to speak up. One of them is to stand up and be seen. One of them is to ensure.
It's not going to be silenced. The church will point out the wrongs in the society. We are Kenyans. We are also leaders in this country. And so whenever it calls for our voice, we will raise our voices And whenever it calls for our actions, we will also be involved in those actions. So we request all Kenyans to just remain on alert and read our pastoral letter that we have given to them, so that
we make it clear that all persons are free to attend worship services and give their offerings, but we will not allow the sacred religious practice to be used for self-promotion and self-marketing. We will continue propagating and applying the guidelines issued by the NCCK, which require that politicians should not be allowed to address congregations while inside the church. Demand for people-focused celebrating whenever the president, members of parliament, governors, members of county assembly, and other political actors donate money whose source are not clear. On our part,